What's up, guys? So, in this video, we're going to go ahead and cover Low Hanging System by Rachel Rofe. This will be a little bit of an overview. I'll dive deeper into it on my Patreon in the review over there. But basically, Low Hanging System is a print on demand course ran by Rachel Rofe. Basically, she teaches you how to make printable products. What this does in theory is like you're not having to pay the drop shipping and all that stuff. It's just like it's supposed to be like a high profit margin business. And in theory it works out great, but often theories don't really pan out, and that's kind of, in my opinion, what's going on here. So the thing with print on demand is that the idea of being able to come up with a cool design, logo, and just like have it printed on a mug or a t-shirt or something like that is pretty cool, and you're only making the order similar to drop shipping. You're only making the order like once it happens. The issue with that though is one, competition. So if there's like this crazy good, because she'll show you how to do the research. If there's like this crazy high selling product, let's say it's some kind of cool slogan that's on a t-shirt or a mug, and it's selling like hotcakes. Well, people are going to see that, they're going to take it, and then it's going to get saturated, and then it's just going to like fizzle out because too many people are doing it now. But now, here's the kicker. Imagine that you work hard, you come up with like a crazy cool design, crazy cool slogan that you're just like plastering everywhere. People find out about it. So then they pretty much copy the same thing, and they saturate the market, and they basically destroy whatever market share of a cool idea that you had. Competition is huge in this space, and it's pretty much the bane of your existence in print on demand, because your overhead is low. Like, I'll give it that, it's low, but being able to market it long term becomes difficult, because you're gonna have to stand out in a way where somebody is going to see your stuff on somebody else's and going to be like, hey, I'm not going to buy it from them, I'm just going to buy it from who made it originally. So then you have to work on your branding, and branding is extremely difficult to work on, because you have to figure out what can you lean on that will make you different than everybody else, selling the same thing. The other thing with print on demand too is shipping times, right? So in her program, I think the solution is Gear Bubble, if I'm not mistaken. I think her boyfriend runs that or something. We'll dive into all that in Patreon, but basically, his service is basically the fulfillment part of it. But even then, there's only so much capacity one can really personally take, and from some of the other reviews I've seen, sometimes it's like hit or miss with the timing and everything. And the reason why that's so important is because people will start asking for refunds if they're not receiving their product in a timely manner. And if you get too many refunds, whatever account you're using, most people use Stripe, can get terminated because of too many refunds going through. So that's another thing you have to deal with that most people just don't talk about. But yeah, competition, refunds, it's a very tough thing to succeed in. It's just so saturated. When you have a model this saturated, it's just hard to succeed. Now, if you want something that's not saturated at all and that you can do multiple places, I would say try local lead generation. So basically, what I did a couple years ago was I built this website. Now, it's a local website. So what does that mean? That means I don't have a lot of competition. Maybe 10 to 20 different tree service companies. That's pretty much it. Whereas you're competing with thousands or even millions at this point with print on demand business model. This one, in every city you go to, maybe 10 to 20 people. So that means it's super easy to do what I did here, which was rank this website to the #1 spot locally. This took me 6 to 8 weeks to achieve. All it did was taking the site to get some age and then writing pretty thorough content the way that I wrote it here. Now, these days, you can pretty much use ChatGPT. I wrote this all by hand originally, but now I do stuff using ChatGPT, and it works just fine. If you guys want to know more about how I do it, you guys can go ahead and check out this page. I'll have it linked in the description below. But basically, what I do is when people need tree service, let's say there's a storm, because this has happened, this is a real phone call, okay? You have a storm, tree crashes into somebody's house, needs removed right away. This is emergency tree removal. Somebody goes to Google, types in emergency tree removal Noblesville, my site pops up. They then land on the website, click the phone number, call the contractor that I partnered with. He goes out and he fulfills the work. Because I'm the guy that sent him the job, he pays me what's called a finder's fee. Now, because I sent him so many of these, we pretty much just like round it out. And at the end of the month, it's like either a percentage or a flat fee or something like that. But basically, these sites, these phone calls are worth a lot of money. So you can imagine having 5, 10, 15 of these things all producing $500 to $2,000 a month. Pretty freaking passive. Now, I have a life to live. You have a life to live. I don't do this all day, every day. I have a regular job too, 401k, all that stuff, health insurance, right? But for side income, this works for me really, really great. So I encourage you guys to check it out. Again, you can check out this link here. Real quick, I did want to touch on operational costs, right? So $10 a year for the domain name, $15 a month for hosting on Weebly, and then $15 a month for my call tracking software. That's pretty much it. High profit margins. It just takes a little bit of time to rank in Google. That site took 6 to 8 weeks, and then I've had sites that take like 3 months. But at the end of the day, once they're ranked, they're banked, and you're making money. If you want to check it out, go ahead, click this link down in the description below. Also, if you want to see my full review on low hanging system, go ahead, check out my Patreon. I'm sure you guys won't be disappointed.